This is Karsa, KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWX is my empire. Here today with the Nexus Roundtable as we are playing a little bit of Waystone Mysteries. In the last week's mystery, we had a logging exposition, and we'll see what happens with it as Nathaniel stopped it for one day, but we'll see what happens. Because there's something lurking in the forest. Let's get to it! Alright, guys. Does anybody remember what else happened last week?
Besides me not being able to log into Roll20 to actually do anything.
We had many discussions about apples.
Yes.
We did!
Many discussions about apples.
It was lengthy
Much
and
discussed.
detailed.
All apple.
Yes, much discussed, very apple.
Yes, and I decided that it is the Granny Smith's green apples that I really do like. Okay. Anyway, that was pretty much, and then you guys had some downtime. Now, I would want to remind you guys, when you have downtime, anything goes. So have something to do, because as long as you have downtime, that's when the mystery will, you'll be able to do other things besides the mystery, get your character set up in the world, and
talk about apples, right? Talk
about apples, but
Make
however, we're not talking about apples for 45 minutes straight from now on.
You are free to end that anytime you wanted.
He's not wrong.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. It's not going to happen now. Anyway, so anytime you guys have something you want to talk about, anytime you want to do something with your character, it's up to you to get it going. This is an open world. You decide what you do. We'll give you the feedback. As you know, this last week, we did start this mystery of when the loggers were beginning to do their work in the back. Last week we also learned about the Exo Sisters, and I believe that Elle and the Exo Sisters particularly the Exo Sister Esther, were having a conversation.
Exor
Sisters.
I was about to correct it too.
Yeah, we don't have to run around in mech suits in 1928.
You sure?
Even though that would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. I think it'd be great. No. No, Esther is part of the Exor Sisters, and Elle was talking to her. A little bit close. Alright, and we also had Father O'Malley that was there, and he and both of them are going to be helping out with Tamsworth. Sister Esther will be helping with the proper removal of the cemetery that is there, and Brandy's family is looking into taking over the farm up there, or the manor up there. I think that's it. So, who wants to go first?
I mean, Nathaniel and Francis are heading towards the Wampanoag tribe.
Okay.
On our way there, can I stop somewhere real quick to make a call?
Absolutely.
All right.
Sure, you're in Francis's jalopy. Unless you want to take the paddy wagon.
No. Paddy wagon is too intimidating. Might give the wrong idea. But, if we stop somewhere along the way, there's a quick call I need to make.
All right, so you decide to stop along the way and you make a call. Now during that time period, there's still not a whole lot of phones in the area, so
that's why it's like it may be a bit of a detour. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a detour for a while. Eventually, you come across like the one little box on the telegraph pole.
Well, that's the thing. It's not a police box because I need an actual phone line. Calling Boy headquarters. I'm trying to check in because I'm not sure about the year we're in or the direct timeline. Is the FB as the boy, because we're the boy right now, are we the murders of the Osage Native American tribe going on in Oklahoma?
They will tell you that they are currently investigating the murders.
Yeah.
The whole Rose of the Flower Moon thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's still an ongoing
it's definitely going on by
investigation.
1931, so yeah, it would still be current.
Yeah, it went from the 1910s to the early 1930s. Okay, just wanted to confirm that the boy is investigating that, and leave a tip that I may have found a similar situation going on up here in Boston. I will contact them with more information as it becomes available.
Awesome. Yeah, over the phone they give you the equivalent of a big thumbs up.
All right, just establishing that I can call upon that I can actually call upon Bureau resources for this.
Yeah, this is something that you would most likely be able to leverage some of your official pool and the like, because it is a thing that they are investigating. So you finding some information, they'd definitely be interested in expanding that investigation. Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Sorry about that, Francis. Carry on.
No problem. You're doing the government business. Who am I to interfere?
Francis, I forget. Why are you involved in this?
Why am I involved in the groove?
No. In this in particular, because we met when we talked about this when I came to the library. This isn't an insult. I'm actually trying to recall. You were at the library when I got there because I was looking up pictures of cat footprints. That's right.
Yeah, so we found that what you were looking at definitely were not cat.
That's right.
And I offered to take you to the Native American tribe.
That's how. Okay, cool. Like I said, just wanted to remember how you tied into this.
That part I do remember, because that's where we faded to gray.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you're heading back, actually, to where Nathaniel normally stays at night. And, of course,
Wouldn't we be heading because...
No, because that's where the forest is right behind that place.
We never going at night, Karsa? Are you mad?
No. What I mean by that is, wouldn't we be driving to the other side of the forest rather than walking through the forest?
True. Yes, you would be.
Well, I mean, there's just a question. Is that what you're doing?
Well, I said that's where we're going to meet with the Wampanoag.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I mean, if you want to...
And then I was told that we were heading back there. So my assumption was that we'd be driving to wherever like the recognized street address would be.
So
or at least road.
Yeah, it takes you a little bit outside, and you have to kind of go around some, like, not exactly going miles upon miles out of your way, but it takes you a little bit of time, and yeah, you can definitely get there, like road access.
At the road access, though, however, is dirt roads when you get to about where the reservation is.
Funnily enough, that's still true.
Because the government doesn't put any money into the roads there. So...
They still don't.
So, you would not be able to... If your car could get stuck in mud, if it's raiding. It's not raiding right now. What time of period would you have head to the reservation?
Well, approaching it at night is generally not a good idea.
Well,
That
let's
is
consider how long
true.
did we spend in the library looking?
Fritz just literally threw a book at you. He knows the library. He fucking works at the school.
Okay,
Vinny.
was that the only book on animal tracks in the library?
Oh hell no!
No, there were a lot of
But
books
you
in the
said
library.
cat. But you said looked cat-like, so he could narrow it down.
That's true.
Vinny, were you with the group or no?
Sure. Yeah, keep it easy.
All right, so you all three are together then.
I guess so.
That's fine. Works for me. Where are the other two? Before we continue, where's L and where is KK? Or
I was still at the bar
Velma.
dealing with the lumberjacks.
Okay.
I'll probably
And
end
they're
up-
okay.
Elle literally doesn't know anything's wrong. Nobody has told him anything.
True. Velma, where would you be?
I was gonna say is that you might have to do a quick recap on me since I missed the last session. But from the sounds of it, I'll probably be up at the library if anything.
All right. Well, then you would have a choice. If you're up at the library, you could go with them or not.
I'll probably go with them.
All right. So the only one who is not there is L, but L, there is things happening in your area too. So going back, you are all four heading into the direction of the Native American tribe of Wampanoag. Yeah.
Yes, you've got the pronunciation.
Area. You bring your car all the way, or do you walk at any point?
Francis will get them to the edge of the area, and then they will walk.
How much does
You're able to drive to roughly about like a solid 20-minute walk through the woods and pathways to get there.
I mean, like
You're
I
about 20
said,
minutes away before the roads just basically become untenable for cars.
yeah, these are just, these roads are barely there. You do need to know, how much do you know about the Native Americans in the area, Francis?
IRL or in character?
In character, she asked Francis. She was not asking Magica.
Okay, in character, I imagine I would know enough. That would definitely be one of their language would definitely be one I speak.
Okay. How about you, Vinny?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
How much do you know about the Native Americans in the area?
Honestly, very little. Given the way that era would be, it would be very little information that I would have at that time, because I would be more dealing with internal city and some suburbs. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for me to be outside of that.
Okay. How about you, Velma?
I could probably say quite a bit at that point because I'm constantly moving, constantly traveling.
That makes sense that you've dealt
I
with.
do also. I don't know if this would help at all, though. I do have that lore library as well, or that trunk filled with books of everything at that point.
That won't
fine,
help
I'll
you
do some
right
at some point.
now, but
Well, not
it
now,
can.
no, but it would probably help at some point in time.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, though, and from what was put together, is that I'm constantly traveling, constantly moving from place to place. So,
Okay, and how about you, Nathaniel?
In all seriousness, Nathaniel would probably know very little.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. He knows about the Osage because of the Killers of the Flower Moon situation.
Mm-hmm.
And like that is legitimately something that the Bureau of Investigation is involved with right now in universe.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, probably not a whole lot. Nathaniel is not native to this area.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you would have been told that there is a reservation behind the forest at some point with Francis. With
I'm pretty
Prince-
sure Mrs. Thatcher mentioned it at some point.
Mrs. Thatcher would have said that.
Now, how racist she was when mentioning it is up to the voices.
She's not at all, actually.
Okay.
She gets along with them very well. Occasionally sends bushels of apples to them.
What kind of apples?
Oh.
No.
Several different types.
Different types. We'll go with that. Alright. So you guys head into the area, and there is a missionary also there. And a lot of noise is being some people are declaring that that he needs to leave. Like now.
How is this guy wearing a shirt that says "I'm a missionary, please kick me," or what's the?
No, he's in the missionary. He's in missionary garb.
Francis will look at him, walk over to him, and say, "Buddy, you are not welcome here. Clearly."
Well, somebody needs to save their souls.
Who? Francis will just growl. Say something in a bunch of different languages, and then just tell him, "Buddy, you're going to leave, or we are going to have a problem.
What are
I don't
you?
want to have a problem with you."
Are you one
Now,
of them?
just to clarify, because this might horrifically backfire in Francis's face, and
Mhm.
Nathaniel wants to make sure that he's on the right side of this backfire. Does it look like the majority of the Wampanoag here want the missionary gone, or because you have not described them at all?
No, I'm about to.
Okay.
I just want to tell you that he's you come across a bunch of Wampanoag men and some of the women, but they're in the longhouses. But most of them are surrounding this guy, and he's doing all his chanting and talking about God, and
They're not buying it.
they're not buying it, and they're wanting him gone.
Oh.
You're feeling like something is watching you, and it's not them.
Well, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Do you really feel like
Yeah,
somebody's watching you?
He's got no privacy.
I've got no privacy.
So anyway, when you go into there, I'm trying to figure out a style of what they would be wearing. Now, of course, they'd be wearing a lot of leathers, but most of the women that you would see are wearing something similar to a cotton style dress, but it has a lot of ribbons on it. And,
More of a camisole with ribbons.
yeah,
Do you have a visual example?
I can try to get one for you if you want to wait a second.
I wasn't saying you have to do it right now.
Okay.
Okay, that's what the women are wearing. What about the men?
The men are wearing leathers, but they're also wearing similar to maybe 1800s type clothing. They're not in the dapper type of clothing, but they're
Denim jeans have not
20
become
years
denim
out.
jeans, stuff that they would have
20
made
years
been wear. Hold on, stuff that they would
No,
have been.
that's appropriate. I'm not saying that dismissively. Like 20 years out of date clothing is appropriate.
Yeah, definitely at least 20 years, but they'd be probably wearing a lot of the cotton. Cotton would be something similar to a cotton, but it would be very thick. because it is getting colder. They'd also have some wool, a lot of wool on them. They would be wearing regular pants from like maybe the 1860s, 70s, not any time like your period. And it looks like some of them have gotten some hand-me-downs from some churches around the area, occasionally giving them something.
Well, that's where a lot of the older clothing would be coming from, yeah.
Right. But it do look very colorful. A lot of them are wearing a lot of color. Or they're wearing a lot of leather clothing that looks very, very brown and whites, and where they can hide within the ground, depending on if they are more of a hunter or if they're the gatherers in the tribe. So for them per se, the men tend to wear a lot of leathers, and they also wear a lot of clothing that is of that sort.
Leather and cotton combined with some white people clothing that's 20 to 30 years out of date.
Yes.
To be fair,
they are both very colorful and also wearing tans and browns.
Depending on what they're doing. If they're about to go hunting, they're not wearing bright colors. But if they're around the house,
those are the only two things.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So here's the thing, because like you're doing that thing again where you're saying a whole bunch of shit that's confusing Karsa. Here's the thing: they look like they could have just walked off a construction site. No one's in new 1920s stuff. Everything looks like turn of the century garb. That's kind of is, a few steps forward from medieval villager. Essentially, is the kind of vibe that.
Yeah, it's the kind of vibe I'm looking for.
Anyway, they're not looking very appreciative. They're not looking very appreciative of the Godbotherer.
No, they don't. Much. They are not happy with that. Now, the houses that you were seeing are somewhere kind of like some cabins, but there's also they're called the longhouse, and that is where the majority of the people would be standing outside of, because that is the meeting house. And this guy is trying to get their attention, and they're trying to tell him, if you do not leave, we will force you to leave.
Yeah, at this point, Francis will turn.
Come here for a moment.
Yeah, Francis will turn to them and say, in their language, "We shall take care of it. He shall not." God damn it! What's the word I was looking for?
He shall be moved.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
And they respond, "Who the fuck are you to deal with our problems?"
Yeah, actually.
No, you want that?
Well, they would understand your voice, but they would understand, and you are, in their voice. Not so, Vinny. I'm sorry, you would not be able to understand them.
I don't know. All I heard was a lot of like
something like that.
You know what? Honestly, that's not far off.
Yeah, that's not far off.
Okay, so for the uninitiated among us, the fuck was that?
From me, it was literal gibberish. However,
right, fair enough.
I base it on like various languages, like Native American languages have a lot of like small consonants.
Yep.
And they're usually small consonants, and then it'll be like softer sounds. They don't usually use a lot of harsh sound, a lot of like harsh sounds in their language. So
yeah, it's kind of like the American equivalent of It's kind of like the American equivalent of Zulu.
I'm trying to take my gibberish and at least make some sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
Francis will introduce himself as Francis Lake, a college professor who only wishes to help.
Are you sure you're not introducing yourself as two dogs fucking?
No, it's two bears high fiving.
I know that reference.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
He's his younger brother. Two dogs covered in water.
And one of the elders will tell you, fine, get him off of this island, get him off of our land, and then we will talk.
Yep. Francis will turn back to Padre Pio over there.
All right,
Yes, I'm pulling out all the stops now.
I'm giving that to Nav to play.
What?
The missionary.
Ah, you started doing the missionary.
Phrasing.
Oh.
I never
Ow.
said a thing other than the clearly deliberate sentence.
Fuck.
Yes, that is the joke.
Yep, that was the implication. Yes.
You get the implication he is. If you could talk their voice, why don't you help me?
Because you should respect their traditions, their cultures, their land. You are but a trespasser here in their eyes.
I am not a trespasser. I'm trying to save their souls. They don't seem to understand this, and I don't seem to understand them. Could you become a little bit helpful and possibly tell them what I'm trying to say to them?
No.
Why not?
Because I've seen this happen a lot. And if I were you, I assume you don't want your head to get split by one of the pieces of large rock or flint over there that they've been preparing for their arrows.
Oh my god, like one of them actually looks up at you whilst in the process of sharpening a steel blade. Like, the fuck are you on about, mate?
The flint's more... No, the flint would be way more efficient.
I'll be back later.
Francis, you do understand they have guns, right? Like,
So do we!
the 20th century is not just for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell that to the Native American tribes around here.
They
Some
have
of them
all right.
still
Fair
keep
enough.
the traditional crafts.
In reality, in
the
both
20th century is not just for us.
Okay, so for both of you guys, some of them do have arrows because they're quiet. Some of them have guns. They have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but you know what hurts more than getting your head split open with a piece of flint.
They normally do that when they're yeah.
But to be fair, this is also one of those things that, like, when it comes to defensive measures that require much larger amounts of firepower, the pistols and rifles are going to outshine the bow.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, do you know this from personal experience?
Yeah, I've been to a few of the reservations, and they do in fact still use them. Oh, you
No, I
mean
mean,
the flint hurts more?
Have you had your head split open and been shot?
Shot? No. Hit very
your
hard
head-
with a piece of flint?
Your head's
Yes.
been completely split open by a piece of flint?
Well, no.
Then you do not have a leg to stand on this legal discourse.
You know what? Fair enough.
Anyway, moving on.
Just out of curiosity, what specific denomination was this mission?
Catholic.
Okay, good. Make note of that.
Yeah, he's a generic Catholic guy.
Yeah. I'm fine. I will be back later. Could you give them these presents as a gift of opportunity for them, please?
I'll take it under advisement. Just leave the stuff there.
Incredibly sinister way that you said that makes me somewhat suspicious of these. What are they?
Presents. Gifts.
I'm asking. Okay,
Gifts.
Voices. What are the presents he's holding out?
Actually, what he's holding out is what seems to be probably week-old food.
Like
like food that may have been
Probably
originally
it's gone off already.
kind of a little bit off, whatever. And then a few blankets.
Okay, like an apple pie, a leg of
Right.
meat, like what? Yeah.
Yeah, bread. A lot of bread, actually. Some of the food is a little bit.
Penicillin.
It doesn't look particularly great. It's not exactly off, but it doesn't look that great.
It looks like it
Like,
probably
it's
went
like
through
it's
the
getting
soup
there.
kitchens and now it's coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll take it under advisement.
Yeah, it's definitely an attempt at like the thought is more important than the actual item
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
That's the impression you get.
It's not like they're trying to cause them sickness. They're just saying, well, we didn't have any place for this at the soup kitchen, so we'll bring them to them.
Maybe they'll join. Maybe we can convert them.
Exactly.
You'd be surprised how often that still happens.
Yeah. So anyway, with that in mind.
That's how often it works. Missionaries bring more Bibles and food.
Oh, he also has a box full of Bibles. Gideon Bibles. Well, not
Oh.
Gideon Bibles. What are King
Yeah,
James Bible?
sir.
King James, I think. King James, would that be the right one?
That's the one. That's the one with Love Thy Neighbor. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not
fine.
sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if
no,
the King James
King
has been translated yet.
No, what? No, wait. King James is "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." It's the next translation. That's "Love Thy Neighbor."
Oh, let me figure
Oh,
this out.
see, the thing is,
It's-
when you look at the book, you actually see tentacles on it, and you're thinking,
I say there's a chance this might not be in English.
Oh, it's in Latin.
Yeah.
Which will help the Native Americans even less.
dude, they're foreigners. Therefore, if you just scream loud enough, eventually they'll understand. This is how everyone that doesn't understand how other people's cultures operate. That's just how they go. If I scream, eventually they will get it.
Yeah, note this. In 1582, the first Catholic Bible was created. And
Okay.
Yes, but keep in mind, in 1582, people were literally talking like ye olde
and it was in
English.
Latin.
Yes.
That's my point. Like I'm not sure if. I'm
And
not sure if
these
the
Bibles
King
are
James
in
is
Latin.
Yeah.
They are in Latin.
Okay.
I mean,
Fair enough.
Latin was still taught in schools all the way up to the 2000s. Then they took it out of the curriculum.
Anyway,
Says you. I never got anywhere near the language.
he huffs and heads off.
Francis takes a very deep breath in. Oh, why can't they just leave them in peace?
Francis. You know what? I'm not gonna bother. All right.
Says
Look
the man who
around.
came here to bother them.
All right. Now we stopped that guy from bothering them. Let's bother them ourselves. Look around. Does anyone give off an "I'm in charge" aura?
There's elders there. But there is one that
Is there
an
anyone
older.
Is there anyone who's currently approaching me or us? I should say.
They'll be
Be
approaching the
like,
guy that
what
can
do you
speak
want?
their language.
They're not currently approaching you. However, there is one that you can see in the back that has a lot of feathers in his hair. Very old gentleman.
Full on roach.
What do you mean by roach?
The headdress. It's called the headdress. The proper name for it is called the
No,
roach.
no, actually, it's not a full-on roach. It's
Okay.
it currently, because that's more ceremonial.
Fair.
Okay, so the headdress you see is clearly I am the big boss in charge. I am the chief of considerable size.
You do see someone with a large turkey feather that is standing up, and some that are to the side. This guy looks like he's about in his 70s, and he's talking and mumbling, but they're talking for him. The people who are next to him are talking for him. So when you come up to him, he looks like he is the elder. The elder, meaning the oldest in the tribe.
Yes. Francis will give his respects to the elder. Traditionally.
He speaks. What does one bring to our land?
Actually, we bring good tidings, but we come to ask about a potential creature being sighted. We were wondering if you could tell us about, and he proffers the book with the tracks in it. Looks like this, but longer.
Looks over at all of you and starts to speak in, because he knows that some of you were talking English, and he says, rather than playing in precedence, let's talk English. Your
Fair
language.
Fair enough. I just thought it'd be better to respect your culture.
But you have friends here who do not understand what we're saying.
That is true.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Chief. I appreciate it.
I remember you. You were in the forest the other day. Yesterday.
I knew someone was watching me.
We always are watching the forest. It's our own.
Good, good. So you may be aware that there's going to be a big logging company coming in to cut everything down.
Yes, and we are very aware of it, and we don't want it stopped.
Now, understanding that I'm actually doing this on my own time, I'm not on the clock. You weren't exactly planning to do anything to stop those loggers, were you? If you were, I might be interested.
If it comes down to it.
Alright. Might I make a suggestion then?
What?
They're just going to send more loggers. I'm going to pull out the file that I had from before. Here's the guy. This is the guy behind it all. If anything were to happen to him, it would all stop. They're just going to send more loggers, whatever happens to the loggers.
Francis will turn to Nathaniel, damn it, and say, would it not be possible to get a order of protection around the forest?
It'll take some doing. Could I get some of your tribe here to testify that threats were made against their lives about like resources and whatnot, and that some of you were like mysteriously took ill after accepting gifts from white people from town?
That would be a lie and unhonorable.
Well, yes, but
To be fair,
these guys aren't exactly honorable. This guy definitely isn't honorable. Like seriously, nobody's gonna miss any sleep if something were to happen to him in the middle of the night.
Francis looks at the file and it's like, wait a minute, have you just been carrying around that dossier the entire time?
In my coat, yes.
Fair enough.
The other two of you are quiet, and I do not know any of your names.
Hey, while he's asking that, it does occur to you, Nathaniel, that you are aware that there would be a mountain of red tape to try and actually get some sort of injunction put onto this.
I figured as much, yeah. But it is theoretically possible, and I'm laying some groundwork.
Oh
if
yeah,
I need
theoretically. It's just you are aware that it would take a lot.
Yes. That's where that's where the false testimony is coming in.
And I would not ask these people to lie even to save their home.
Would you ask them to kill to save their home?
We will protect our home at all costs.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. My apologies, good sir. I was not speaking to you. I was addressing Francis.
Yeah.
How they would protect their home is none of our business and none of our concern.
Then
If
it
something
shouldn't
were
be
to
your business
happen-
or your concern if they lie to protect their home, should it?
True. But they do have a system of honor. Most tribes do.
It would be unhonorable to do so. Now, as I was asking before, who are the other two that are talking to us? And what
Francis
is your
will turn
name,
to-
sir?
Francis will turn to Vinny, nod for him to introduce himself.
I beg your pardon. My name is Vinny Finch, sir. I guess it just also begs a question. We came here looking for a creature, correct?
A creature and to address the concerns with this forest.
Well, correct, and I understand that these people are quite capable of handling themselves, so I don't want to insult them by saying that I can protect you when you can quite easily protect yourselves. Why don't we just continue on and keep focus upon where the creature's involved? Because if it's putting lives at risk, so we can handle that.
Speak of the creature. What do you
We
know
know-
of the creature?
Nathaniel will sigh and say, around when I realized that somebody was watching me, I also found some footprints nearby. They look kind of like what Francis already showed you. Personally, so long as the, and using air quotes, creature hasn't hurt anybody, I don't really think there's any reason to care or get that much involved in it, but
However, Francis says, thinking about it for a moment.
then again, if something,
accident.
if said creature were to befall the guy in these dossiers,
It's kind of funny as you were saying those words, you hear a scream coming from the man that went into the forest that just left you all.
Missionary.
the
You beat me by half a second.
Francis will get up. Sounds like an investigation in the area is in order. That would put a damper on the logging.
Well,
Yeah,
while
you
you guys
hear
are
a
talking,
bunch of screaming.
I'm running that direction.
Okay.
I see one person actually reacting to things. My God, it's almost like they're acting how you would act in that situation.
Francis
As
has
Vinny
no love for
immediately
missionaries.
takes off. Does he have love for people being attacked? He is supposed to be a good guy.
They're all peace. I mean, he's a peacemaker. He's old.
now just as because Nathaniel is running out that, but just quickly glancing, is anyone from the tribe reacting to this?
Yes. In fact, the chief automatically says to his son to go and check out what just happened.
All right.
Yeah, you immediately see like a whole bunch of extra people hopping out, doors and tents, like arming themselves. Like, what the fuck was that? To go and check out what's going on.
And the women are sent back into their homes.
Well, I'll join them.
The older men are actually kept there, to take and protect the women.
Sorry, I just realized that the way I said it made it sound like I was going to be joining the women in the longhouse.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say
That
something.
wasn't what I meant. That wasn't what I meant, but the way that,
Well,
yeah.
see, here's the thing. You wouldn't be a boy if you were hanging out with the women.
Well, that's how a boy becomes a man.
God!
But,
Wow.
I will be joining Vinny.
Yeah, man, just take a breath.
Francis will get up, grab his cane, and follow his friends, saying, no disrespect, but I should follow them, make sure they don't get themselves into a mischief.
Go.
Francis follows them, takes out his gun.
All right. When you head into the forest, You find that missionary.
Into the woods.
Into the woods and out of the woods and home before dark.
Well, you find blood on the forest floor. And the man is... Looks like he's been attacked. It was a quick attack, too. But it doesn't look like he's dead.
Alright, is he, like, visibly injured, I'm assuming?
Visibly injured.
What kind of injuries?
Does he look like he's going to die within the next 60 seconds?
No.
Damn.
Does he look like we could theoretically carry him to the nearest road and get him to safety and survival?
Yes.
Or maybe
All
like administer first aid and get him, at least stop the bleeding.
Yeah, we can do
Is
that.
that what you're going to do, Vinny?
Yeah, I want to start administering first aid while everybody else does the questioning. Because
As soon as you like rush over and sort of like pull back a couple bits of cut cloth and such, you see he's got a bunch of like scratches that kind of look like big cats have gone to town a little bit. But on close inspection, as you start like wiping away some blood to see the actual injuries themselves, you very quickly realize that for all this guy looks really bad because he's like covered in blood, most of it is surface wounds. There's like a couple deeper scratches here and there that he's got. There's a couple on his arms that look like he might have, sort of defensive wounds. But yeah.
So like the creature that attacked him was already bleeding.
No, it looks like he got a shit ton of very shallow cuts.
so it wasn't deep. So in other words, it's just a shitload of blood with very shallow cuts. So it's not not necessarily life-threatening.
Oh, it's not life-threatening. But it
Like,
definitely
you
seemed like it
definitely
might
get
have been a warning to
It's
him.
a bunch of wounds that look worse than they are on post.
Yeah.
Exactly. You notice there's a couple scratches up towards the scalp, and that's where like a lot of the blood has come from. But those are
bleeding from the scalp bleeds very heavily, even if it's
Yeah,
yeah,
yes
so
it
it
does.
looks way worse. You get the impression that chances are, if you left this guy for like 20 minutes, as long as he didn't die from blood loss, he'd probably be fairly okay.
You want to tell us what happened to your father?
Get as much of the bleeding stopped as we can,
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Sir,
You want to give us an idea what happened to your father?
what happened out here?"
It came out of nowhere.
Can you
Francis will take out his a pad and a pencil.
It came out of nowhere.
What did?
This big creature.
Okay, go on.
It's as if it had several paws, more than a normal creature, mutated or something.
Was it glowing green in any way?
No, why would it glow
Okay.
green? It was black.
Okay, so not a sleepwalker.
It was black, like a panther.
Ooh.
Looking like the ground cover. Is there like any obvious tracks or like there should be like just major disturbance as far as in the dirt and such?
There's major disturbance, but it's almost this. It was so quick. It was so quick.
Well, I mean, are we seeing scratch marks? Are we seeing like huge paw prints? I mean, what?
You can see a couple chunks out of there's a nearby tree that kind of looks like something grabbed onto it and then like sort of used that to launch itself at him. There's a couple
Was it
bushes that have been
bipedal?
No. What you could tell from the kind of mess of tracks in the last like couple minutes, your guys' tracks and this the missionaries' tracks through the dirt are the only persons in the area.
Okay. Did you notice 3 red circles appear on yourself or something nearby before the attack happened?
Why would there be?
You immediately take 16 harm via mental damage.
I know.
The Predator franchise has not
We've
started.
established that my character has access to media from far.
It's just as soon as you said 3 circles about Predator, he's thinking about prey.
No.
Francis will look at him. Hey, Nathaniel, crazy is my job.
I'm just running down the list of usual suspects. Okay. All right. Did it make any sounds?
It growled.
Okay. Did the growl sound kind of like
No.
Okay,
No,
not a
it was
wolf.
not a. Damn it!
Like as if it was a bobcat's growl.
Ah, the sort of.
Bobcat.
But I looked around and I saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then suddenly, whop! I was hit.
Is it possible? You say you looked around. Is it possible it was above you in the trees?
Francis will look around. Does he see the noticeable tracks of the creature?
Only in the
You
area.
already said no, but
The tracks that are outside of this little almost circle? No.
But they are deep enough that the creature probably came down quite a bit of weight.
No.
Damn.
Well, what you're able to put together looking around the space is that there are like some sort of almost like gouges into the ground, like something big slammed into the ground. But of course, it's the way that the tracks were made. You would be equally believing that this was a bear or a dude with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
That's like how messed up it looks. It looks like something big slammed its foot into the ground. Unfortunately, the ground is like muddy enough, there aren't really any impressions left. Like, so whatever was moving, it was big and it was fast.
That's an interesting combination.
you never answered my question.
What? What
You said that you looked around, you didn't see anything. Did
I
you
saw
look
nothing.
up? Did you look up?
No. I didn't have
Okay.
time to look up.
That's what I wanted to do.
Francis will turn to Vinny and Nathaniel and say, well, it looks like we have something that needs to be investigated.
All right. After we know the guy's bandaged up enough where he's not gonna bleed out everywhere,
Mhm.
investigate a mystery, please.
Sure. We can do that. Now, we are setting the alternative roles for investigative mystery. You can ask for more questions than what you normally have, or you can go with the questions that are on investigative mystery.
Oh, here's the flexible alternative one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided that we're gonna go with that as like something to make it a little bit more open rather than this specific line of questioning, because sometimes there are going to be situations that those are just outright not going to work.
And yes, this would be a good time for investigating the
Yeah,
mystery.
and we'd rather say you can ask some more general stuff rather than end up having times where you end up rolling it and it's like, no, none of those questions work. Your roll doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh, yeah. While we're listening to Padre Pio over here,
Mm-hmm.
He's being completely genuine, I assume, correct?
About what?
Everything he's saying.
Yeah.
Like he's-
Oh, yeah. Nothing's.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah,
I was
nothing
invoking
about it.
suspicious mind. That's if somebody's lying to me, I know.
He's not lying. That's exactly how he
Yeah.
felt.
Can I take a closer look at some of his scratches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned that it seemed to have more talons than a creature should have. Are there like 6 talon scratches in a row or something? Or
Looks like there are 4 talon scratches in a certain area. And then
Yeah. You get him to take off his shirt and show you his back because there's a couple bits of tattered cloth where the scratches have been, and the way that it looks like a large paws essentially have come onto his back and scratched outwards, so it's like an upended V. But the thing is, you would expect this normally to just have 2 matching marks for like grabbing and ripping downwards. This has 4, and they look to have been made at the exact same time. And this immediately sticks out as you would not expect to see 2 of these like perfectly identical, because creatures would have to make 2 of them and then another 2. What are the chances of you getting 4 of them to be identical, other than if they were made at the same time?
Also, if a bear or a cat was on its hind legs, you'd only still get 2. You would not get 4. You're
That's
getting 4.
Literally what I just said.
Yeah.
As somebody who has in fact been scratched by a cat recently in the real world, I can confirm.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you had 4 identical scratch wounds, that'd be a bit weird.
Yes, it would.
It raises
Especially
some
consider-
questions as to what exactly you were doing with that cat.
Don't want to know.
Getting mauled
Walking
by
by it. Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway. Now, sir, just to be clear here, where exactly were you going? Like, what direction?
Back to the parish.
Were you just gonna walk through like 10 miles of woodland, or is there like a trail near here?
Well, there is a trail, but the trail is a little bit into the forest.
Yeah, you know from your entire day in the woods with Mrs. What's her name, Apple Lady. There are a bunch of trails. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trails going through the area.
Is he currently on or near such a trail?
No, he's
I'm
probably
trying to
about
into it if he was doing something he shouldn't have been doing.
he's about 50 feet away from the first trail.
Now,
Yeah,
I
there's
consider
a couple
50
spots.
feet close enough where, like, he was on the trail for all intents and purposes.
He was.
Yeah.
It looked like he was shortcutting through the forest to get to the parish.
Yeah, there's a few spots where, some of the trails kind of crisscross. It kind of looks like he was maybe trying to take a shortcut through an area to go from one trail onto another. And doing a little bit of mental math with the, mental geography with the trails that you're aware, the kind of pathway leads approximately back in the direction. Like, you would imagine he probably had like a 2-hour walk to get back into town. But clearly for him, this was of no issue. I mean, it was, but then he didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's probably not safe to have you walk the rest of the way back to town out here like this. We only brought one vehicle.
It probably was one of them that decided to send their cat on me.
That's a baseless and unfounded accusation.
Especially considering that we stayed there.
Hmm.
If we knew something was coming after you, why would we stay?
I don't know.
Why would we come help?
Because you're good Samaritans.
Well, perhaps you should take
Maybe
this
your
as
soul-
a sign. Perhaps you take this as a sign. The good Lord does not think that you should be helping these particular souls this day. Besides, didn't you hear?
What?
Pope just held a new conclave. Proselytization is on the way out.
He's not wrong.
Oh no, Nathaniel is completely lying to his face here.
I mean, you're only 20 years off.
I was wanting to head back to the parish.
Good, good. Make sure the rest of them know too.
We will not let the sisters come here for a while.
That may be for the best.
You have to talk to Father O'Malley.
Why is it every priest is named O'Malley? You ever notice that?
You know O'Malley?
Well, I know 6 O'Malleys from various dioceses across the country.
But the specific one in the local area we have talked to fairly recently.
Okay, then yes, we've met once or twice.
No. Maybe we should have him
Francis will
tell his
Francis will look at him.
people also not to come this way for a bit.
This
Good
area
idea.
will need to be investigated.
Vinny,
Hi.
as you're looking at the wounds, and do you have stuff on you to help clean the wounds?
No, I don't know as far as like using like alcohol in the sense of like, okay, you know, like a whiskey flask,
Mm-hmm.
you know, using that at the tray there, and then try to get as clean as I can, like, you know, tearing up a shirt.
If you want to go back to the car, there's some iodine in the trunk.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Honestly, if you want to go grab whatever you can, so that way I can get this guy cleaned up as much as possible.
Okay.
Francis will run back to his car and get the iodine. I'm sorry, this is going to hurt a lot.
While he is gone.
But let's do your investigative mystery.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my investigative mystery rolled a 7. So, as far as, you know, while I'm working with him, this is going to be this is specifically into the wound causes.
Mm-hmm.
Being if it was an actual like your normal animal, whatever, would be a hell of a lot deeper cuts than this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to take a look as far as what kind of a critter, as far as like hand sizing, like paw sizing or whatever, you know, kind of based on that to kind of give an idea as far as, okay, what kind of a critter would do this damage. Because like the damage he's taking, it looks like, okay, he got attacked by a dog with not so sharp nails, but obviously the critter that did this did a hell of a lot of damage, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, why didn't it?
Why didn't it attack all the way?
Yeah, why is it only superficial damage?
And you got a 7. You pretty much are sure that it was not to kill. This creature was just giving a warning.
And does that go now? The movements on the floor, in the dirt,
Mm-hmm.
because I can see, okay, the priest must have fallen here because you got the large imprint as far as, okay, his ass fell here, his head probably fell here, you know, around those areas, because even if it's dry dirt or wet, somewhat muddy, you get a little bit of a track, at least an idea.
Mm-hmm.
The critter, as far as any sort of tracks it left, at least would be like scratch marks probably. Even if they're real light, you're still going to see like claw marks or something like that left inside the dirt, or even out, like you mentioned, also on a tree limb. Looking at those, you know, and kind of get like an idea as far as an approximate weight. You know, would it be like 100 pounds, 20 pounds, you know, 1,000 pounds? You know,
If
like,
there were lions that were in the United States, it would be that size.
so like 300,
300,
400 pounds.
300, 400 pounds.
Okay, so it was a big
If
enough
tigers
critter.
existed in the United States, it'd be that size.
Okay, and the same type of like, there's 4 claws, right?
4 claws on his back.
All right,
Which doesn't add up.
That doesn't add up.
so
and-
4. Okay.
Yeah. And it does not seem that he should not be alive right now.
Looking at the damage, you said there was damage on the tree, right?
There's broken limbs.
Okay. The limbs that were broke, are they low to the ground, or are they much
High.
higher up, like above head, way above us, like in the head wise, and the brakes look recent.
When you look up, you almost get blinded by the sun.
All right, is this tree like a big fucking tree, or is it?
Oh
like
yeah,
lower?
it's big enough.
All right, well, let's try to climb up and see if we can get to the area where those branches were busted.
Okay. Sure. Do you have anything to help you with your?
Nope.
Your
I'm assuming
climb?
this would be like a tough roll or something like that or I'm assuming it's tough, or maybe a. I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys.
Well, I was trying to see if if I don't need to roll, I'm not gonna roll.
In all honesty, I don't have anything that's really gonna help me. This is literally just me kind of picking this out of the air and giving it a try.
Francis.
Roll me a tough.
Let's.
Shoot.
Okay, who all is here currently?
Me,
I had that
Velma. Me, Velma, Vinny, and you.
Okay, let's get Elle and Cain in on this too.
Well, we're gonna have to find them first.
I know.
Okay.
Shall I stay with the natives while you guys go and make the phone calls?
I'm sure they'd love that. Go ahead.
All right, for you, Vinny. That was a mixed success. You do get up there. You almost fall. But it is high up there. Really high. I mean, it's an oak tree that's very large and tall. And you get up there and you feel the sway. And you just catch yourself as you get scratched.
Okay.
That scratch is from the bark that was there. You hold on, but you find the branch that it probably was on because it's the one that looks thick enough that it could hold.
Thick enough to hold that type of
That size.
right.
What are you looking for?
Any marks up here? Because if you got a big critter that's up here, you might see also like marks or something inside of the bark on any tree branches. You're gonna see, okay, it must have stayed here based on the weight, the flex. Like, for example, like a flex on the branch, things like that.
Well, it does look like as you are going up, you do notice that a lot of the bark is broken off. And it kind of looks as if a logger was taking its way up there, using that strap to go around the tree to jump
Right.
up and put spikes into the tree. But when you get to that spot, you do notice a tuft of black fur.
Okay. Take a sample of that. I do have evidence bags or something like that. I can put them in.
Vinny!
I mean, those wouldn't be quite standard procedure until closer to the 60s and 70s, but yeah.
Vinny!
I mean, one second. Yeah.
Find anything?
Found a tuft of black fur up here.
Great. Do you have a sealed medical evidence bag?
Sorta.
Perfect. Also, now that somebody's been injured, I think this qualifies as a mystery.
It
We
also
should
means that
probably
we
get
should.
Al and Cain involved.
Completely agree. Now, 1 second, I gotta focus. This is kind of hard to climb down.
What?
And this is actually, just as he is saying what, you lose your footing. You will take 1 harm from this.
Can
What are you
Nathaniel
talking
try
about?
and
I'm not
catch
gonna
him?
take any. Ah!
Oh, sorry, hold on. Not try. Can Nathaniel catch him?
He doesn't fall too far. I mean, it's not gonna kill him, but he is. Yeah, you
It's
could try.
gonna hurt.
You could try to stop him from getting hurt more.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Ow!
Does Nathaniel catch him?
Yeah,
Ow!
but
shit,
you end
fuck.
up. Both of you end up prone.
Oh! Oh! Right in the cockles. Thank you for that, Nathaniel. Kind of climb up, work my way, finally standing up, check and make sure no broken bones, help Nathaniel up, and then show him the evidence bag.
Interesting. I don't know what any of this means. But it's something to go on. This fur, and it is fur, right? It's not
Oh,
hair.
it's fur.
Hmm.
Well, Francis will look at it. You could say that potentially a gorilla escaped from the zoo and is rampaging around, and it needs to be investigated.
Yeah, you could.
Sort of a murders in the Rue Morgue situation.
Yes. Hey, it would stop the logging.
Hey, that one. Hey, guess what? That's a reference that is timely.
And it's a reference I got.
Yes, guys, this is a reference you can actually get in character. It's amazing.
Well, say it right. All right. So
The police and the FBI read the mystery novels because
Okay.
they like to see how people botch it.
it's been over an hour. Are you guys doing anything else?
Just making sure we found everything that,
And got the
Realistically,
priest
we're going to
and
find-
got
and then let's go and get the rest of the crew in on this.
So you put
and get the priest to safety.
Okay. All right. I am now going to switch to the other side, to L.
Yep, I'm gonna go get myself a drink and pray to God the power doesn't go out.
Well, you guys are taking the guy back to the parish. I'm making sure his wounds are clean. The alcohol does sting a lot, but
It's just iodine, you big baby.
he'll live. He'll live just fine. It seemed like it was superficial. He's lucky to
Noted.
be alive. That whatever happened to him should not have happened. He should be dead. But he's not. All right. L, you are going through a time when there are a lot of loggers in your area, and they are talking about how Mr. Get his name.
Brenton?
Mr. Ricky is not going to be pleased. Salvador Ricky.
Okay.
And it's like, I bet you that this will be over by tomorrow. The reservation will be destroyed. And they go, "Here, here, we are going back to work tomorrow," kind of thing. And they're just getting drunk, while others are getting their jollies on.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing?
I am doing what I was doing last time. I just make anybody that gets too rowdy gets fucking tossed.
Oh, there's a lot of people getting rowdy.
They get tossed.
The funny thing is that you notice that a lot of these guys seem to be like heavy hitters, possibly don't give you the good vibes, you know, like they're more than loggers. They may be something else too. Maybe even Mafia?
Alright. As long as they're following the rules, that's fine. They can be here. When they stop following the rules, they get tossed.
Well, you get a few people that are tossed. Because, of course, they can't keep it quiet or safe. So, after a couple are tossed, though, they realize that you mean business. Okay.
It's not that this place doesn't have a phone. This is that literally no other PC knows about it.
That's true. So, pretty much the rest of the evening things are going fine. They head home. It's probably later in the evening, and they came in early that day, so it's later in the evening, probably when you're about ready to normally close.
That would be like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning?
We can cut back. Once everything starts to slow down and we're back on like regular pacing,
Mm-hmm.
they'll decide that they don't need to be here anymore and they'll head back to the speakeasy.
Okay, so you head back to the speakeasy. Let's say around 10 o'clock. 8 o'clock. It's calming down about that time because most of them probably have to go back to work tomorrow morning. They expect to be up the first of dawn to start logging.
Not that
True. And then of course there are
It'll
some
feel like lumberjacks
that-
in their heads.
there are some there that just stay and they don't seem to care when they go to sleep, if they go to sleep.
There's a couple that aren't going to be going back because their hands are broken.
True.
They thought they could fight.
They thought they could touch without paying.
So yeah, oh yeah, a few of them are like that. They will try to avoid paying because just put it on Ricky's tab, and you don't even.
This establishment works. I don't care who your boss is. They know the rules, and if you don't, you're too fucking stupid to be here. There's the door.
You don't know our boss.
No, I do. I just don't care.
They start drunkenly leaving. And yeah, you do break a few hands. And that's when people realize you mean business and, well, we're done.
Yeah, go ahead and tell your boss what happened and then watch whose side he takes. Make you the first upstart that I've had to deal with from your family.
You care to live?
No, it's not that. You don't know who owned this place originally, do you?
No, and I don't care.
Well, you should, because it was one of your boys and I took it.
Took it. Why would you take it?
Because your man was running it terribly, and I respect the people that work here who didn't. They're just trying to make a living like anyone else. So I I stepped in to give them the proper job that they deserve. And when he tried to take it back, he stopped existing. Just find out the story, and then you'll find out why I don't get messed with.
Oh, you're one of them. You think you know everything. You think you can deal with Richie. Right.
We have a deal already. So yes, go, complain, and watch what happens.
And they do. They go and they leave and they complain.
And nothing happens.
And nothing happens. Nothing. And now you can decide where you'd like to be at this time.
Now we're at the speakeasy.
Okay. You head to the speakeasy. What time would you say you would finally get there?
I don't know if I take time. The party at the speakeasy doesn't really start till later in the evening, so
Yeah. Well, this should have been later in the evening too, but the loggers just decided to show up early.
well, that was a special circumstance. That's why I was there at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call it like 9:30.
That's about when it's starting to pop off and go pretty strong. Jack's not here. Jack, it seems to be in the storeroom at this point in time. Hayden's not around. The music is popping. And it is later in the evening. You guys, the other four of you, can join in on the join at the speakeasy.
I mean, if it got to the point where it was night,
The hell, where are
Francis
you?
would have rejoined them.
I do have a day job occasionally.
Okay, but like we need a way to contact you. We're on another mystery.
Okay.
Forest, monster, big creature, black
You
fur.
say this
Does-
inside the speakeasy that you're on another mystery?
I mean, like we pull him aside. The L was upon initially seeing them, then pulling them aside quickly. We're on another mystery.
Oh, okay.
All right. Details.
Laga's working for what's his name?
Okay.
Gonna be cutting down this stretch of woods. There's Native Americans involved, and some kind of Black Panther-like creature attacking people
With an odd claw pattern.
with an odd claw.
Okay. So who's been attacked?
Now,
So far, a priest.
a missionary, not the same
Okay.
thing.
Weirdly enough, that's actually to our benefit that none of the loggers have been hit yet.
No, not yet. I keep trying to put them on going after the guy who actually controls this whole thing.
Yeah, you don't want to do that either,
Why not?
because that is not a small-time gangster. If they don't get it
Fair.
the first time, he will burn them all to the ground. He won't care about the money from the logging.
No. I'm hoping they'll just straight up kill him.
That's what I mean. If they fail, and he has a lot more power than you think, and I don't mean supernatural power, he's a lot bigger than you think. It's not going to be easy to get at.
Okay. Could a sufficiently large and supernatural cat-like creature kill him?
Maybe. I mean, a bullet could kill him if you get close enough.
Well, then there you go. Like,
It
my
ain't-
point is, I don't want them. I don't want whatever this is attacking the loggers.
Well,
You don't want it going after him either.
I kind of do. Like, don't put words in my mouth, though.
No. This is a warning from me.
Why don't I want them going after him?
Again, because if they fail, it will be 10 times worse.
yes, and they are already being disrespected as it is, driven further and further out of their reservations to create new ones. How long before they have to go into woods that are basically at like the bottom of a fucking pit?
That's an interesting question. Draw it out on the map. Now,
Wow!
now, I don't think that. So, all right. What would your suggestion be then, El?
I don't.
You know what?
have
I'll
one
leave
right
it to you.
now.
What would your suggestion be?
I don't have one right now because I don't have enough information.
All right. Well, here's what we have. Vinny, do you have that? Do you have that tuft of fur?
Yes, sir.
El, you're better at this supernatural stuff because you are some supernatural stuff. Does this look like anything to you?
I'd look at Francis and Vinny and actually they're better at investigation than I am. That looks like fur.
It looks like fur.
Get it off a dog.
That thick?
We suspect it's more cat-like, but
Yeah, well, Francis will put on a glove, take some of the fur, and look at it.
oh, Francis, what
Would you
do
like
your
me
flake
to?
eyes see?
I'm thinking if I want you to or not. I think this is a perfect time for you to do so. You got a lot of information. Flexible alternative. Investigative mystery.
Investigative mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
A mixed success.
Okay. So what are you looking for exactly? What is your question you want to answer?
What is the general texture of this fur?
You could swear that this fur could be thick as bear.
So it's sleek but coarse, but way too long for most creatures, considering that it left a substantial amount that could be collected.
Funny enough, the edges of the fur is very soft. Like cat fur.
Could have come off a bear long enough to be cat fur. We know whatever the creature is bloody huge.
Yeah.
I can tell you that we aren't dealing with something conventional. We are, in fact, dealing with the extraordinary.
I could have guessed that based on all of your concern.
Alright, so
Well, I mean, okay. They want to cut down the forest. We don't want them to cut down the forest, or at least I don't. Not sure how you stand. I'm not sure how you stand on it, El.
You're talking about that
I'm
apple
pretty sure-
orchard over there, right?
I'm pretty sure Francis doesn't want them cutting down the orchard either.
I don't want a bunch of corpses showing up.
Neither do I.
Whether the
Which is
forest
my
is
suggestion
anything
was to
or
have
the
one corpse show up.
what'd you say?
Well, omission.
I managed to buy them a day through bullshitting some bureaucratic red tape. I might be able to go a bit bigger than that, but that's going to have to involve some major pull from the BOI.
Well, we've now got a guy who was attacked by something, potentially an escaped animal from the zoo. We could, again, feed a story.
People get attacked by wild animals all the time. It's not going to stop anything.
Yeah, but not something that big.
Yeah, my
Reading
suggestion
a
was to
story
perhaps
is
try
going
and
to
tie
be-
this into a series of
I-
crimes that are currently occurring in Oklahoma.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear L at all. Give me a second, please. Because you're talking so quiet. I don't know if it's you or if it's because somebody else is.
Yeah, probably me.
Alright.
Hey, he's perfect volume for me. I can hear him even over me. And I'm loud.
You may just want to just turn his volume up in particular.
That's the plan. Anyway, talk. What were you trying to say, L?
I was asking Francis, what do you think spreading that story is going to do?
Potentially cause a panic.
And how would that help?
Keep the average person away from it.
No, it won't. All you'll get is a bunch of hicks with guns running around the forest looking for the kill to get a prize.
All right,
Yep.
Al, we've established that Francis's plan is bad. What's a good plan?
I don't have one yet. I'm still working on it. I've known about this for 5 minutes.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna go compare the fur to stuff in the other books.
Dealing with a creature, the first thing you have to do is figure out what it wants.
I imagine, well, the person that it attacked was a missionary that was bothering the tribespeople.
Okay, they do that. Alright.
Like, I'm kind of working on the assumption that the creature is either a transformed tribesman or is somehow connected to / protector of said tribesman. But that is an assumption, I admit.
Alright. Well, Francis is gonna go bury himself in a book. So, what information did you get from the tribe?
Mostly that they don't want to move, that they are reluctant to lie in order to prevent having to leave.
I guess
And
we're
we
going back.
didn't exactly have a chance to ask them about the creature itself because the missionary got attacked. Then we had to take care of the missionary and get him back to safety, and then we went looking for you. Speaking of which, which is why we go back to, we need a way to contact you during the day.
That's not exactly easy, because I'm not always in the same spot.
I know, but is there somebody that knows like your whereabouts on a daily basis, or at least is aware of places you might be?
Sure, I'll write down a number to, I want to say it's the Midnight Garden. I can check Discord.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah, the Midnight Garden. You'll get a number. It says, ask. Yeah. No, wait. Ask for Ron. And just tell him you're looking for me. And then give him a
Okay.
number to call you back at.
All right, that'll work. Want to go back to talk to the natives again?
Yes, we're gonna have to. And I'm gonna grab Francis just in case his power doesn't go out. You can look at books later.
Okay, fair enough.
He does speak their language, which can be very helpful.
Do
I mean
the
that literally.
others join? Vinny, do you join? And Velma, do
Not
you
cutting
join?
anybody out. The two people are free to go their own way.
Yeah, let's go check it out. Run along with it.
Okay. Alright, so you all 5 end up heading back out the next day?
No, now.
Now? Oh, in the evening. Okay.
We ain't got time to mess around.
Alright.
Well, Francis will bring a lantern.
I'll grab three flashlights out of their car, a chest strap one, and 2 handhelds. They'll take the chest strap one. Look this up. They existed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they looked kind of stupid back then.
Dude, chest strapped flashlights always look stupid, and I don't care. Do you want to be able to see?
Fair. That's why he brought the lantern.
I prefer the thing that works better.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, torches exist at this time. You don't need to be holding up something and peering into the darkness.
Well, yeah, of
Just
course torches
something
exist.
10 feet away.
I go and grab a stick, wrap some cloth around it, put some oil.
Not that kind of torch, damn it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just, this is that one weird time period where you could say it and somebody would be like, okay, which version do you mean? Because somebody could actually be using both.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Not outside the realm of possibility.
But there are
That's the
minors, you could have a minor hat with it, or you could have it on the chest. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's 1 chest rig and 2 handhelds. The chest rigs are more expensive.
Yeah. So you guys
Hand-
decide
Hand
to
one
go.
to Vinny, and whoever will take the second one.
So you guys decide to go back out. It is late in the evening. It's about 9:30. Is 9:45 since, and you'll probably get there around almost 10 o'clock, where you're hearing.
God knows there's nothing smarter to be doing than wandering through the woods with a known dangerous animal about at night.
Well, if it attacks us, then we get to deal with it, and the problem's solved.
However, Francis is a bit uneasy about trespassing at night, as it were.
Well, you do
Well-
see a bunch of torches outside, and they do have a little bit of electricity, but not much.
Wait, which type of torch?
Regular
I think-
torches,
The fire kind.
the fire kind, and there's actually
Okay.
a bonfire that is going on too.
We just established that either
Yeah.
was possible.
Yes, yes, we did. This is the
Oh.
bonfire type torches. Okay?
Okay.
All right. They're sitting around the bonfire, and when they hear your cars coming in the area, and what do you guys do?
I asked the others who they were talking to, and would you guys mind leading me to who you're talking to? At least I know our point of contact.
Yeah,
And
Francis will.
you will notice the old man is telling stories. Francis.
Yep, Francis will listen for a moment. Will gesture over to the guy, but say, respect the boundaries for the moment, and listen to the story.
Okay. A story about a white buffalo.
Ooh.
Yeah. And how one day when the white buffalo returns, their world will return back to the way it's supposed to be.
That's. Are you translating this for the rest of us?
Yes.
Okay, that's
it-
somewhat concerning.
Not really. The Bible's got
It
the.
kind of is. Because the
I mean,
way
the
it's
Bible-
supposed to be is we're not here. Like,
How do you mean we are not here?
White men be dead.
why men not be in the Americas?
I mean, white man has story of horsemen of apocalypse.
That doesn't
Yes.
return the world to them.
Yeah, but-
it returns the world
yeah.
to fire.
Yeah, to be fair, the whole apocalypse thing is that we are not here means humans in general.
You know what? Touche. It has been a hot minute since I've read the Bible.
The white buffalo is the kind. When you listen to this about the white buffalo, it is the signal that the tribes will come together as one.
Yeah, no fractured, no more brothers in arms.
Yes.
Well,
And
that was never the case throughout any piece of Native American history. Like, literally never the case that they were
No,
completely
but it's
united.
it's a common prophecy amongst tribes.
it is a prophecy amongst most of the tribes.
All right.
Yeah, they
But
surprisingly
don't ever
enough
pretend
do-
that this was the way it used to be. It was never not that.
I was just gonna smoke a cigarette while waiting.
The old man seems to be the storyteller or possibly the shaman in the
Francis will go into his pockets and pull out some pipe tobacco. Here, smoke that. The stuff that you can get around here causes stomach cancer.
Not an issue.
Somebody please tell me they got the reference.
You're
Don't need
back.
to. Literally immune to it.
Why have you returned?
We'd like you to meet our friend.
Well, wait. What language is that in?
That's in English.
Okay.
However, you are hearing the conversations around you in their Lakota language.
And not the first time El's been in a situation where a bunch of people didn't like him and were talking a different language.
The difference is you didn't have a translator, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming most of their words are... I'm assuming most of their words are words of unease.
Yes, they are very much
Yeah,
on
figured.
these because
Yeah,
it's
except the group
nighttime.
over at the far side where one of them is clearly telling the equivalent of old ass Native American dick jokes. And there's a couple of dudes sitting there. Every time he says something, you can tell when the punchline happens because the other guy's like, ha ha ha.
Oh no, because El also laughs. Doesn't matter what language it is. El always understands those.
Yeah,
The lewd trail doesn't stop.
It's one of the divine gifts of you always understand comedy.
All right.
No, it's El always understands a lewd joke.
Yeah, but if I may, my friends were here earlier. Fortunately, somebody was attacked, so they weren't able to finish asking you their questions. Would you mind if we were to continue that conversation?
And you are.
I am El. I do apologize for the hour, but this is an issue that can't wait.
He turns to the men that have been standing and preparing to attack if you guys cause any problems, and tells them to stand down in their language.
Yeah, Francis will spike his cane into the ground and step away from it.
Who was attacked?
The missionary that was here talking to you before.
Oh, yes, we had heard the attack and they went after him while we protected our borders to see if there was anything else that was gonna come out, and we saw something, but then it disappeared.
Now, I'm going to apologize ahead if this comes off as rude or abrasive, but we really don't have time to beat around the bush, so I'm going to be direct. Do you know what is out there?
We have an idea,
That
but
idea
you
is-
probably would not believe us.
No.
Francis will step forward and say in their language, with respect, I would.
I also find it offensive that you think I wouldn't.
Well,
You don't know what
the
I
last government official, of course, sir, but the last government official didn't believe us at all.
I don't work for the government.
I do,
And I work
but
for-
we've already established I'm here in an unofficial capacity.
Yes, and I work for a school.
Hmm. If you want us to be direct, then you be direct as well.
I have
Well,
been.
We have
You asked
been
if we know what could be a yes. There is a possibility we do know.
Well, what is your main theory?
Theory deals with something that even shouldn't be in this area. It was a story back that the Cherokee tend to talk about. A woman of sorts who once was angry at her man and ran off. To find out if he was truly hunting or cheating on her. When she got there, she dressed in a panther type garment. Well, she took a would it be a panther? No, it wouldn't be a panther. She took a bobcat's skin and cut it and made it become a cloak for herself. And she acted as she was hiding using that. She was a good hunter, I must say. Or at least that is what has been told as the story has been said. where she did well until the shaman saw her, and it is said
did
that
well.
she was cursed to look forever like a cat. And
Let
from
me say
the,
why she was cursed.
She acted out.
she acted against the normal tribe's wishes, against the ways she was.
To make you understand, her crime was looking like a bobcat.
No, her crime
I would
was
prefer to
going
hear it
against.
from him, Francis.
Hmm?
Prefer to hear it from him, not your interpretation.
Her crime is she was not following the rules or the ways of the people. She
By
was
looking like a
going.
bobcat.
sh-
Again, please stop the interpretations.
She was
I'm sorry,
going
Mark.
against our ways of when the women are supposed to stay home, the men are to be the hunters.
Doesn't matter what creed, religion, mythos you follow. You do what they don't want you to do, and they punish you.
But that's down south. It could be something similar to that. Perhaps, or maybe it moved up here.
So a punishment for looking like a bobcat was to be cursed to forever look like a bobcat.
No, the punishment for not trusting her husband and going after him.
No, the punishment was for not doing as she was told.
Yes.
Okay.
But it still said,
Yeah, as you're randomly having these asides on what you think might be being literally said to you, you notice that there are several people starting to like pull out knives and stuff, looking at you really pissed off that you're taking the absolute piss out of their culture.
I'm not. I'm going exactly what this man
Oh,
has just
oh
told
no,
me.
yeah, they are not looking at Elle. They are specifically looking at everyone else who needs to shut up for a minute.
I would like to point out that it would in fact be more offensive to show their culture more respect than I show my own.
Okay. I'm not even gonna think about that. Moving on.
Yeah, Francis is just going to take several steps away from Nathaniel.
The fact is, though, it is a legend that even though she was cursed, she protected her people and kept them safe for a long time, and occasionally dropped off creatures for them to eat. The only thing that was known in the legend is that she did have a disdain for two types of people. The people of religion and the destructors of land.
Well, boy howdy, we've hit the trifecta here.
But that is the legend as it is said.
Have any of your people received any
Gifts?
gifts?
Yes. But it depends on who you're asking. If you're asking the missionary, yeah, they left us gifts.
No. Asking the old man. He knows what I'm referring to.
The old man will respond. Occasionally, it is as if Cat leaves a gift on your doorstep. Perhaps a
That
bird or a wolf.
Is that a yes or a no?
That is a yes.
So, if this creature... Actually, before I go into that, has your tribe cursed anybody recently?
No.
I'm looking at
God,
him.
Al, you
Is he
can't
lying?
just ask if they've cursed someone.
I said I was going to be direct.
They are direct.
And I'm asking with my.
And honorably, you will realize that they are not lying.
He speaks truth.
Have any of your neighboring tribes cursed anyone recently?
Yes.
Who?
Recently, I gotta find the name of it.
Well, while he's thinking it over, like, I understand that this is going to be tough, but I need you to understand that this creature, while it may have been a person, while it may still be acting with the instincts to defend you, is going about it in the wrong way. It is picking a target that will just make things worse.
It doesn't understand.
I know. That's why I'm here, why I'm trying to stop it. I don't want to hurt it. I don't want to kill anyone or anything. But these loggers, they work for somebody who won't care. If you start impacting them, or even if he suspects you're impacting him, he will burn this place to the ground. He won't care about the profit. I need to know what this is and what it wants to even have a chance of settling this amicably.
I mean, I would imagine it would not. I imagine she. We are making an assumption that it's the same one, but the other tribe that cursed someone? Do you know who they cursed?
They cursed a guy named Cedric.
What? I'm sorry.
A man named Cedric.
A man named Cedric. Okay. I would assume that Cedric doesn't want this forest to get chopped down. A sentiment that is shared by most here.
Well, what is surprising is that the person they cursed was not of their tribe.
What tribe cursed him?
I'm still trying to find the name of it. It's a one of the ones in Maine. It's the Nantucket.
Well, I was about to say, you've only got two options for up
Cain.
there.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fuck it, it was a
Now we-
Nantucket.
Now we went the other way. It's not exactly neighboring.
Not exactly.
That's two states off.
I mean, it's worth remembering that this is going back a bit, but like the state lines did not exist. You know, go back 100 years or so. Like neighbor could be a relative term.
Well, I'm asking for the neighbors of the tribe. They're states. They don't care about the states.
No, they don't. They're from the north.
Not exactly
And
something
they
to
were
talk to quickly.
they were cursed because of a plague that hurt their lands.
Wait, they cursed Cedric because of a plague?
Yes.
Well, I'm guessing he tried to salt the... Well, not salt. He did something to make them leave. Again, speculation, so... That's not exactly a quick run to make if we want the exact story. I don't think that's going to be a possibility.
It was assumed that he might have given them smallpox.
And with that, Francis sucks air through his teeth and says,
Be angry all you want. We've either been fed by different people with different tribes and other things all throughout history.
I'm aware.
It's never been a good thing. It was never been done out of somebody trying to help somebody. Well, rarely, I should say.
No, we have told you truth. What we
Yes,
know
you
of.
have.
Oh. Even if Francis was wrong, you were lying to me, or us, all it would be doing is hurting yourselves, so really not skin off my back. What does it want?
I feel it just wants the area to be left alone. That's what we think.
How can we find it?
No, if it has the same abilities as the one south, it's invisible.
It is. Okay. That.
You get slapped by 9 people from the future. All through 9 different portals at the same time.
It will only
And it-
become visible normally when it attacks. I guess if you can find a way to connect with it, perhaps you would not have that problem. It does not attack very
Connect.
often, though. It only attacks ones that, I guess, cause trouble in its own home. I mean, just like you would protect your home.
Hmm.
But that begs the question:
Does it?
if you guys didn't curse it, but you also didn't bring it here, why did it choose to make? Why is it protecting you? Yes.
Huh. Good question. The only thing is that I could think of is that perhaps one of our children maybe either helped it or has said nothing about it, but could possibly, and looks over at the other elders. What about the child who's been talking to itself? Could he be talking to it? You do know children sometimes can see things we cannot.
Which child was it that you
Hmm.
believe may have been communicating with this thing?
Springs
Wait a minute,
in the
hold on.
wind.
It might be a better idea for you to retrieve them and bring them here rather than us go find them.
Well, they're asleep,
I was
but
never gonna suggest that.
they are probably
I-
asleep. I would have to also bring the mother, of course.
That's fine. This is not an issue that can wait. If we wait for the morning, the loggers will return and things will kick off.
Oh, this is the problem. Very well. And he sends his son to go get the woman and her child.
That is exactly why we are out here at this hour.
Mhm. We didn't expect it to be anything frivolous. The child comes back and seems to be looking down to its left. And then up to its left.
I'm sorry, what did you say the child's name is?
I believe I said it springs in the wind.
Springs in the wind. Okay. And did you say if the child was a boy or a girl?
It's a girl.
Okay.
In the wind. Let's
I'll
write that
look at
down.
the child's mother speaking first. I understand
Eagle song.
this is all very unusual for you. But we must speak with your daughter. You might have information that'll keep many people from dying.
Now she is looking at her daughter, and as if she's asking her daughter, "Did you do something wrong?" That the kind of thing. Don't you tell me you did something wrong.
Assuming that Francis is going to translate,
Uh-huh.
I don't think she's done anything wrong per se. That wouldn't translate. I don't think she's done anything wrong intentionally.
I am Eagle Song. What do you wish to say to my child?
I don't know how much you are aware of what has transpired over the past day.
I saw.
A cursed creature is wandering the woods, potentially protecting your tribe. Unfortunately, that protection might come at the price of a much more threatening attack. Your daughter might have connected with this creature. If she did, we'd like to get any information she can provide to us. So that we might be able to find it, calm it down, keep it from doing something rash, and making the situation worse.
The child will look up at her mother and say, "He's not going to be killed, is he? He's
That-
my friend."
Is entirely based on him. I would prefer not to. But if he continues on this path toward rampage, much more violence will ensue. If he's willing to listen, then no. That won't need to happen.
But... And the child is crying.
No, it's not. Soothe.
Oh, you soothed. He's my friend. He doesn't hurt anybody unless they hurt us.
Not
I
looking to
understand that.
do anything to your friend. We just like to speak.
And I understand.
Okay, you can
understand
speak
that
to
it's-
cats?
Do you speak to him?
Yes.
Can you
He
speak
does.
to
I
other
don't know if
cats?
he understands. He seems to like to give me gifts. Occasionally
We
brings me a hawk or two, and I give
We
it to
have-
Mama.
We have to try. Because he has hurt someone. Someone who wasn't actually trying to hurt you. Not in an intentional way. Simply a miscommunication.
Is he dead?
No. And based on what I was told by my friends, your friend meant to injure and not kill. Which is why I think he can be reasonable.
How do you reason with a cat?
Because what you think is a cat is a cursed being.
Mom says she doesn't see him.
According to the legends that your other has told us, most people can't. You are special. You're connected with him in some way. I'm hoping that you can help us to see him.
You want to see him?
How else could I know I'm talking to him?
He's right here. And looks up to the left. You don't see him.
Really wishing I brought the Tommy gun now.
No. But would you mind asking him if he wouldn't mind showing himself to us?
You think it would be safe for him to show himself?
If he is not going to attack anyone, and I'll look to the Elder, then I see no reason anyone should attack him.
He's not attacked anyone.
I look to the Elder for confirmation of, we will not attack if said beast shows up.
Yeah, the Elder pretty much has given like the stand down message and things.
But bring
For the record, Nathaniel did not bring his Tommy gun with him for this because he's not an idiot. He does have his pistol in his belt, in his coat. He's not drawn it. He has it.
Horyu is looking to be about the ages of maybe 5 or 6, very young, and very tired looking.
Oh man, it makes
Both
sense.
are up.
They
It's
just
past the bedtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
The child, goes to throw, a little bit of flour on their hands, and then goes to pet the what seems like the air. And what you notice is this is a huge fucking cat. This cat has, when it starts to come to view, you do notice that the fur is starting to shimmer. At least it's showing something, that there is something there. See, I told you, Mommy. It's right here. And then the little child heads over to the mouth of the cat and looks at it with holding its face. But you don't see it holding its face, you see it holding something. It says, they want you to show your face. You're such a pretty kitty. Come on, show your face. Show them who you are. You'll be okay. And I need each of you to roll me weird. Okay.
Do I take the -1?
Yep. You fail. You don't see it. However, oh, wait a minute. Elle doesn't see it, but Nathaniel does. Wow.
It continues!
Shit.
A mixed success gives me nothing.
You do see parts of it. I don't know how to. It kind of looks like.
I'll tell you what, it's almost like I've been blessed since I came back from that house.
Surprisingly, I'm not understanding why you are successful and Elle isn't. Yeah, but Elle, you do see an outline.
Because Elle has a -1 weird.
Elle does see.
Yeah,
you do see the outline.
Yeah, the whole thing is, from what the kid does, you can definitely see like where they've touched the creature. You see the handprints in the flower sticking to it. Like you can see that,
you can see as it's because it's using the flower to show you parts of its body. When it touched the face, it even showed parts of that
Yeah,
body.
It's that weird thing, you know, like in, I don't know, say, you know, that Hollow Man when he gets the paint
Yeah, yeah.
splattered on him. It's that kind of effect.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I didn't actually need to fully see it. It having the flower on it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed confirmation it's actually here.
Oh, you see it. It's huge.
Yeah, so
It
we had a
could-
demon.
it-
That
it
thing
c-
was bigger.
It could
When you
eat.
said
It could
huge,
eat
when you said
this child,
And look at the demon.
and it doesn't. Yeah, I know, but
Well,
it,
you say huge. Define huge.
Okay, so you're basically standing there and seeing like something that is clearly the size of a large tiger.
yep.
Like if this thing reared up a fifth of its actual height that it could stand, it would be taller than anyone in the group.
That's
Hmm.
not hard.
It-
That was pretty
If
simple.
if it properly went up, it would dwarf every single person in the area. You're definitely looking at this thing thinking like, damn, it must have been really pulling its punches if it only did, you know, the surface level damage to that missionary. Because this is clearly looking like, with very little effort, it could have ripped him completely to shreds. You would have found more and viscera.
You would have found a
Okay.
dead person, not a superficial live person.
Quick reminder:
That's what you're
what was the name of the mob boss who's behind all of this?
Ricky.
Would not want to be
Ricky.
Ricky.
It's not. It wasn't.
Ricardo. It started with.
No,
It did start
it's
with an R.
Salvador.
Salvador. That's right. S. Close enough.
Yeah,
The name I've been thrown at all night is Salvador Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah. Yes. Salvatore Ricky
Oh,
or
okay.
Ricci, whichever you want to say.
Richie. We'll go with Richie.
You know what? Maybe
I like the
Americanized it.
idea
Maybe it's
that
Salvatore
we're not
Rich.
sure.
Who knows? Yeah, that's how
Well,
it's
I like the
spelled.
idea that we're not sure.
Yeah, you know what?
Would not want to be him.
It's actually Ricci, like the actress,
Okay.
but he says it as Rich because he's an asshole who's only interested in money.
Fair enough.
So
I will look at the now outlined.
now,
Richard.
when this happens, the mother is stunned, and everybody else is on edge.
Yeah, we may want to have moved away from the rest of the.
Well, L doesn't move. They
In
stand their
hindsight.
ground.
In hindsight.
Actually,
Yeah,
I don't-
it's really difficult to notice, but you're close enough that you kind of get the impression that the fact that you haven't immediately stepped back, like, oh my god, giant tiger monster, there's always like an impression that it's kind of like got a respect for that you haven't immediately stepped back from its size.
Yeah.
Not even the biggest thing I fought this week.
um,
A lot closer than I ever got to it, though.
L will turn and look as close into the eye as this thing that I can.
okay.
So we are going to have a dialogue with Francis, obviously parroting from 30 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
as he probably did run the fuck away.
Mm-hmm. I think Vinny is going to be surprised too, because I don't know.
Daniel is putting on as brave a face as he possibly can.
Mm-hmm. We can assume that Vinny is probably like, what the?
You know what? But high, they stay still. Low, they move away. So they stay still on a 2. They stay there on a 1. First is Flake. Second is Vinny.
Well, they got the same number.
Yep. So yeah, they backed up.
They definitely backed up.
I am going to hope that you can understand me. Well, my words translated by will look, change their direction, point further back to Francis. So we're
Yeah,
gonna start.
Yeah, he just continues.
We're gonna start with it. We're gonna start with this. If you can understand me, you're going to paw the ground once for yes, 2 for no.
It paws the ground once.
Are you able to speak?
It paws the ground twice.
Oh, this would be a pain in the ass, but oh well, it is what it is.
Is your name whatever? What was the
Cedric.
name of that guy first?
Cedric,
Cedric. Yeah. Is your name Cedric?
the entertainer. I can't stop myself.
Paws
to
the
be fair-
ground once.
Okay, as soon as you said that, my mind immediately went to Diggory.
You were there. I went to a subpar comedian, but moving on.
I don't even know the comedian. That's the thing.
I get it. Very American based, but moving on.
Yeah.
Are you protecting this tribe?
Paws the ground once.
Have you attacked anyone other than the priest or missionary or whatever title you want to throw at him?
Paws the ground once.
Do you know Morse code?
Paws the ground twice.
Damn it!
Yeah, I like you said that. I was like, actually, that'd be helpful, but shit. Oh well. Were they dressed like the loggers?
Paws the ground once.
You kill them.
Paws the ground twice.
Were they found?
Paws the ground once.
I should have been more specific. Were they found by other loggers?
Paws the ground twice.
Were they found by this tribe?
Paws the ground once.
Look to the other. Where is this man?
If it's the man we think it is, he is in the medical area, in
Okay.
asleep.
Well, that's a problem we're gonna have to deal with in a minute. Cedric, do you understand that if you continue to go the way you're doing, or the way you are, you're going to make things worse for this tribe?
Paws the ground twice.
The man you're up against will not care. If you start harming his people, he will take it as a personal offense. And he will not stop with you. It will be the whole tribe. It will be the whole forest. Your methods may have worked a long time ago. They don't work anymore.
Elle, could I like?
The cat becomes
that one.
real and is no longer a aberration, in some people would think. As you see, 6 claws. But it does not attack.
Okay.
Yes?
Wait. Six. Wait.
Nathaniel?
6 claws or 6 arms or 6 limbs?
6 limbs.
Are you saying it becomes fully visible?
Fully visible.
Okay. Do I notice any difference, or because I could see it before, but is it like less transparent or whatever?
Very much less transparent.
Okay. Elle, could we sidebar real quick? Sidebar.
You won't do it here. It can't understand you. What?
All right, fair enough. Francis, don't translate this next part. Wait a minute. Can you still understand me even when speaking English?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Paws the ground once.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Wait, we'll move away.
Seriously? It's a giant, invisible, 6-legged leopard. I'm pretty sure it could take on Mr. Ricci.
And if it starts killing people in the city, you're going to spark a mob who is just going to flood this place.
Why are they going to... It's an invisible animal.
Because if a story gets out from the one man they did save, that the tribe did it, you're going to have a bunch of irrational people going out into the woods to hunt an animal.
We don't know what that guy saw or didn't saw or believes.
it's not going to matter if he wakes up in the tribe. He's going to say the tribe did it. Do you not understand how hate
Well,
works?
that's a problem either way. Like, that has nothing to do with Mr. Cedric here.
Wouldn't have been if Cedric hadn't attacked him.
If Cedric had what?
Attacked him.
Had attacked him. Okay.
Had not attacked him.
Had not attacked him. Well, we can't turn back time.
No, but we could try to keep this from spiraling and do something bigger. Salvatore Ricci isn't the only one here. He's not the only mob boss. He's not the only partner he has. It is...
I still think it's just really unlikely that this would get traced back to them.
It is a grave mistake to think that it will stop with him.
I think it's unrealistic to think that it would automatically get traced back to them. They are not the only culture with large cat monsters in it.
So you're okay with the mob attacking somebody else then?
I'm saying the mob won't know what to do.
And that's worse. They'll go after whoever they think.
Wait a minute. Doesn't Richie have enemies?
Probably. So you'd
Yeah.
rather a gang war start?
Yeah, thinking
be
on
much
it,
of a
the
war if
Bureau's
instead-
investigation, thinking about it, the boy's investigation into Richie does suggest that there are other groups that he would be combative with, though you like both characters are aware of with their respective histories. That would be a really bad thing if several high-end, like effectively mafia armies start openly fighting each other on the streets.
Because it'll
Fair,
create
but
power.
I will. Fair, but, Mr. Voice, let's get this established right now. All right. Al here seems convinced that is guaranteed. That is either guaranteed or highly likely to happen should Salvatore Ricci die in mysterious circumstances. I suspected that would not be what happened. Mr. Voice, or rather, that's what I think initially, without like. What does the information I got from the boy, as well as my own understanding of the city's internal politics, tell me? Is L right?
It is a very high likelihood, because there's always people looking for a power vacuum.
Which is exactly what would happen if one of the top mob bosses died. Especially if it was under mysterious circumstances. Because then they're not going to know which opponent to go after or who did it. So it's going to be a bunch of first strikes to try to stop that from happening to them.
So then we have to make it look like it was an attack by a wild animal.
Or
Say,
you keep it from happening at all.
by your logic, no high-ranking mob boss could ever be arrested, as any kind of interference in their world at all is going to spawn inevitable violence. Like, you're arguing for complete non-interaction.
I'm arguing for somebody not getting torn apart in their bedroom by a wild animal. How would the wild animal get in and kill only them? Without leaving any other trace behind.
Smash a window!
And that's not going to look like somebody jumped in the window and made it look like a wild animal did it?
I'm pretty sure that thing, nobody could match what that thing would. I'm pretty sure no human being could match what Mr. Cedric back there could do in 5 minutes.
And you're 100% positive that if Cedric dies, this whole problem disappears.
No, that is an issue. Alright, fine. I'm curious though, because
Here's the thing. We can at least try,
what do you want Cedric to do? Fair enough. What do you want Cedric?
hopefully, to back off long enough to allow, well, at minimum me, but hopefully all of us, to get a meeting with Salvatore to convince him to go somewhere else for his logging.
And you believe that convincing Salvatore Ricci to log somewhere else would be easier than killing him and making it look like a wild animal did it. Especially considering we have said wild animal.
I am not convinced it will stop at him, if that goes. You told me you didn't want a bunch of bodies popping up. Can you guarantee me that Cedric killing him will stop it?
I can't guarantee that trying to negotiate with him won't cause a bunch of bodies to pile up. They don't want to leave.
But yours is a very final option. We can try that if mine fails.
Fair enough. We'll keep it as backup plan. Sorry about that, Mr. Cedric. I had to have a bit of a conversation about some things going on town-wise.
So, I was saying, Cedric, and Fred, begin translating again, please. Thank you.
Well,
Put the damn tinfoil away.
Yeah, you don't know where he's gotten this extra tinfoil from.
He made it. Don't know how he made it, but he did.
Yeah,
He made it
exactly.
here.
That's the thing. Yeah, you have no idea. He didn't seem to have anywhere. He just kind of like osmosizes it weirdly. You're like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff you need to do in order to make that. So yeah, he will re-up the translation duties.
Cedric, if you try to kill everyone that comes into these woods that could harm the woods or the tribe, you're just going to cause a rash of people to show up to deal with the beast. You can't scare this many people away anymore. There are too many people with too many fears and too much hate.
It's looking almost as if it's almost tears. If the cat had a face that, like my cat does,
Oh shit, it doesn't have a face.
you know, no, it has a face. But if the cat looked like it was sad, if a cat can be sad, this gigantic poor kitty, is sad. Because you have this feeling, because I think you have the,
This is simultaneously the saddest and most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
exactly.
You are in for a very long road, my friend.
It looks very sad, but it also looks like it could tear you apart.
I can try.
It's not.
I know, I just said it could, I didn't say it was. Now, I am hoping that I can make the person behind this see reason. But this is what me and Nathaniel were talking about. Should my plan fail, then the fallback is yours.
Just don't hurt the loggers, okay?
It looks
the
like
loggers
the
are
cat,
actually mafioso.
the cat draws a line in the sand, or the ground, with its paw going across, as if it was understanding you.
Oh, all right. I'm like,
There's a lot of
had
ways to
no
interpret
intention of crossing you. But
The shaman will actually speak. I believe it is trying to tell you that it will protect us.
Wait, you can speak its language?
No, but that seems like it's saying, this is my territory. Don't cross it.
Yeah, the line in the sand.
I had zero intention of doing that. But you don't understand the modern world. And they have much more power than you.
Wait a minute. How long ago did you say the other tribe cursed Cedric?
It's been decades.
Oh, okay.
Actually, there is a true story from this. They were cursed, but they were not cursed to be a cat. But they were cursed. And the name was Cedric.
But I was assuming this had happened like a couple of years ago. You guys are like,
No,
this
it's
is, like,
decades.
arguably- no, you understand how guns work, Cedric. Like, but no, okay, fair enough. It's been decades.
They have more power than you. They have more people than you. They will wear you down. You will lose that fight. Give me the time I ask for. Find another solution. And if I fail, I will let you know. And then I will step out of your way.
Steps back.
Thank you. Hopefully I won't need more than a day or two. But I also can't guarantee that I can get the loggers to stop in that time. You will have to resist the urge.
The shaman responds, "We will make sure that it resists. That he
Thank you.
resists. But if it's protecting us,
Just because you do something right doesn't make it the right thing. Or just because you do something you feel is right doesn't make it the right thing. Now, I'm sorry I don't have a more culturally relevant proverb. But as the good missionary who was attacked would have said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And you don't always walk that path alone.
there are a lot of men that are in the area and women, still very confused and surprised and still on edge. And you seem to have been talking to the biggest cat they've ever seen in their lives. And I don't know how to explain, but deer in headlights for everybody, or on edge, flight or fight. But the shaman has tried to basically say, stand down, stand down, stand down. They are surprised that this creature is here. And how it has not killed everybody in the room, in the area.
I'll look to Nathaniel and KK, the only two people that seem to have a lucid look in their eye. You guys have anything else you'd like to ask or say to it?
Oh, sure. Cedric. I think how to phrase this. Did you actually hurt the tribe that cursed you?
It will have pawed the ground once.
Gotcha.
And they sought their own justice. Not one I agree with, but not much I can do to undo it at this point. I don't know if it's my place to undo it.
Alright, well, it's been a pleasure. Cedric, the little girl whose name I can't recall because it's
Rings
getting
in
late.
the wind.
What? Something wind?
Rings in the wind.
Bring the wind?
Bring
Bring.
in the wind.
Bring in the wind. Okay.
Yeah.
I literally wrote it in the chat.
Did you?
I
Well,
don't
okay, fair
read
enough.
the
I'm not
chat.
looking at the chat, but springs in the wind. Gotcha.
Yeah.
The background's,
Springs in the wind.
background's too white for my dark room.
Springs in the wind. Springs in the wind's mother.
Eagle song.
Mhm.
Eagle claw.
Not what I said.
Man, it. Karsa is
E-
right in that it's hard to hear you sometimes.
Eagle song.
Eagle song.
Eagle song. Okay. You don't want to hear what it sounded like you were saying. All right. Eagle song. Elder whose name we never got.
You never asked it. You just knew he was the elder.
I don't think he ever asked my name either, but
Actually, he did several times. He asked all of your names.
did we give them?
Francis and Vinny did.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think Francis and me introduced. Fair enough. Yeah.
Vinny
For the
did.
record, Nathaniel
Francis did. Mazoit. Massazoit.
Massasoit.
Okay, if you're making a word like that, you better be typing that.
That is not a makeup word. That is the actual name
No,
of a,
I'm saying,
of
but
a
if you're
chief.
using that word, I have no idea how the fuck that gets translated into English.
I will do it. I'll let you know. So Zoit.
And just remember, officially, I was never here.
Right, see, I would not have spelled that word that way.
That is Massazoit. Actually was well known at the near this time period to help out his tribe versus the other tribes and the people to try to get some peace.
Now, are you sure that that's how it's spelled?
Yes,
Are you sure that's how it's pronounced?
for the most part, yes.
Okay. All right, Massazoit. Bid you all adieu. All right, El. You got a lot to do and not a lot of time.
Yeah, which is why I need to go talk to the other injured man.
Fair. All right. So he was in the medicine hut, right?
In the hut.
Yes, would
Yeah.
you mind leading us there?
Sends his son to help you because he's an old man. This guy's an old
I
man.
know,
Um,
but I asked him for a reason, but it's cool. If it gets pawned off, that's fine.
his son will help him up and they will go together.
Oh, all right.
As you get to the area, I think we will probably want to call it here soon.
I mean,
You-
this probably be a relatively short scene.
Yeah. You see a man who definitely was cut by claws.
Does he look significantly more fucked up than the
He
missionary did?
does.
Hmm.
He doesn't look dead. He doesn't look dying. But it does seem like possibly this time the cat fell on him.
Well, I need him lucid. And I will attempt to wake him up.
Okay. I'm gonna... I'll try to do a stronger voice. And then he sees you and looks at Nathaniel. Like, Are you? And then looks at the tribe and it's like, did they attack?
Say that again?
Did they attack us?
No,
Why am I here?
because you were attacked by something. They helped you.
Helped us.
You'd be dead without them.
I was just doing my job.
I don't care why you were here. But I am gonna need your help. How connected are you in the family?
Cousin.
Not what I meant. Rank. And don't try to feed me some lie that you're not connected with them that way. Are you a made man?
Out of character, what does made mean?
They've been taken into the family fully.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, not if he's working as a logger.
No.
Are you connected to one? Do not lie to me.
Connected in what way?
Do you know one?
Yes.
Good. You're gonna take me to him.
And that's where we're gonna end it. Right there. Unless you have something else to say, Nathaniel.
Nathaniel just wants to see where this goes.
Basically, you can't just walk up to the mob boss and be like, "Hey, we gotta talk." Fortunately, well, Nathaniel probably knows this better than anybody. This is the same shit you gotta go with to talk to your upper bosses. Gotta work your way up the fucking ladder.
Sure.
And he's gonna say, "Who are you?"
And I am going to hit him with the lay on hands.
Okay.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
Well.
Big success. So I'll take 2 damage, that's fine.
Okay. You do get him to superficial wounds.
That's who the fuck I am. Now get on your feet.
And he's...
Yeah, he looks like suitably kind of freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, freaked out.
Kind of grievous shit that you basically just hand waved away from him has gone. Yeah, he's like...
Shaman just
fuck?
saw that too.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, he's also kind of like, oh.
Yeah, I'll
Looking at the peace pipe like, holy shit.
I'll look at the other. Are you convinced that I know what I'm doing now?
Yes.
He gives you a slow head nod.
As
Not.
a bunch of wounds appear on L that kind of mirror the ones that got removed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's gonna hurt tomorrow.
Alright, so I get to create a Mafia family.
Yep. Because that's your thing. You're all about the Mafia.
Like, y'all threw the Mafias as being the ones running the logging thing. Not my fault.
Oh, no.
I just wanted to kill Salvatore. We didn't have to start a mob war.
I'm glad.
Sorry, man. Raw character. Any other character, I'd be like, hey, alright, yeah, cool. Fuck it, whatever. He's a bad dude. Do it.
No, I get it, yeah. But, I just love the idea so much of my character just not wanting to engage with this as a mission.
Mm.
Oh,
And
I
so,
understand.
like, insisting on, like, no, we're gonna get somebody else to do this, like...
Oh, no. I wouldn't say L knows it, but they get that there might be the thing of, yeah, I understand you're a cop. Just leave your badge at home. I doubt they can recognize your face.
Mm-hmm. Well, This is Karsa, KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWx is my empire. Today we did a little bit of Waystone mysteries and found out the kitty is not so much a cat as a cursed wampus. Goodbye! And...